Hi there, Cancer, and anybody else tuning in. Welcome, welcome. We are here for you. This is your May 1st to 15th reading. Now, all right, Cancer, I'm seeing that you are like, right off the bat. I was meditating energy. Sorry about that, Cancer. The phone cut there. Yeah, so let's jump back into it. And we actually took a little bit of a break as well. And so that might be a clue for a number of you. Take it as you will. And give me just a quick second, really quickly. I'm just going to grab the water. And yeah, so Cancer, I'm seeing that there's a little bit of pressure here. I'm seeing maybe you've even, hopefully it wasn't too loud, maybe you've made a decision already, and you know, you are confident with the decision you've made, but there is still some sort of question is what I'm hearing. You know, maybe you're thinking still about the decision that you made. I don't know. It's like you're looking back on it like, you know, is that really maybe what I wanted? Is it kind of like, you know, going to be the best decision in the long term? I'm hearing that as well. Maybe there's something that you're just kind of thinking a little bit about. And I want it. We're so fidgety, Cancer. Oh my. We even came back with a different hairdo for you. Okay, so yeah, for a number of you, I'm hearing there's just like kind of a new experience, maybe even here. And it's just something that I'm hearing like you're not used to. Maybe you don't normally, I'm hearing for a number of you, like think about these things as much as you have. For another number of you, make decisions. For a number of you, I'm here in this way. Maybe it's like you've never made a decision like this before. I don't know. It's like good as you will. Well, let's pull the cards and see what is at play. Some of you dealing with a Taurus. Yeah, someone's really, maybe they're like even going to go on a date. Now, the energy I was getting as I was meditating energy is someone is really, there is a streak here of perfectionism, trying to be perfect with something. Yeah, and it's like, you know, I'm seeing like, you know, try not to put so much pressure on yourself, Cancer. I'm hearing Leo. I'm hearing Leo, Aries, leery. I'm hearing that as well. That came through in the Aries reading. Yes. Leery. I was talking about a lizard or some animal that was kind of like, I don't know, a little bit nervous to go to the vet or something. It's like they were describing, like, what does he look like? He looks a little leery. I don't know. World's in reverse, yeah. Someone's even getting to know someone, like they're talking on the phone. They're a little nervous. No, I'm not going to say that it's just all sugar plum cakes and poof. I'm hearing more of that. Like, I don't know, like this is something where someone feels maybe they're under pressure to make a certain type of impression and they're thinking a lot about that. Like they want it to be like super perfect. I keep hearing that with the Tower as well in reverse coming through. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, something's like not realistic maybe. It's like even actually comes down to timing. And there was a similar vibration that came through. I think it was in Capricorn reading, like the Capricorn reading, someone was trying to like plan something to such an extent. Oh, it might have even been the Taurus reading. Like at a certain point, he has like, it describes like, you know, two people on a carousel ride and they're in two separate teacups and they miss the opportunity because they're so busy thinking, when I have the opportunity, then I will like stand up. I'm hearing that as well and say something. Well, lo and behold, here comes the opportunity, but you were so busy thinking about how you would stand up that I'm hearing she's gone. I'm hearing that as well. Let's clear it. Yeah, no, it's like no more time for that. I'm hearing sinister. Someone feels like maybe the universe is kind of playing a little joke on them at a certain point. They're like, why would she like leave right when she showed up? Like, there's something that's not adding up. It's just not making sense. It's like, I don't understand. Chariot in reverse. There's something maybe that someone is not understanding the timing of even. It's like she left like right when I said that. Like, I don't understand. Someone here has a lot of Taurus in their chart. I'm hearing that as well. And maybe, you know, part of this difficulty is the expectation space. Like, if you expect that you need to do things in a certain way, or that the timing needs to be in a particular way, or that someone else needs to, you know, I'm seeing someone's trying to maybe force the situation to develop in a certain way, or they have an expectation of how it needs to develop. This could be someone you're dealing with, especially if you're dealing with someone who's got a lot of Taurus. It's like, maybe you just don't quite understand their thinking with certain things. Like, it just doesn't make sense to you. Maybe you're in a space of saying, well, I'm not going to judge them for the way that they're thinking. Let's clear it. Somebody here is very judgmental. I'm actually hearing that as well. With the World in reverse, 2 of Wands bright, and this can be just having a really high expectation, and you know, but there's an opportunity here that is kind of lost as someone feels that, like, maybe they kind of turn from this and feel like, damn, I gave up the opportunity. Like, you know, strength upright, like, for number, this is someone who's a workaholic and they're losing the opportunity to be really, yeah, Nine of Cups upright. Like, they're kind of also, maybe for a number of you, thinking how they can confess what they feel while still holding their public presentation. I'm hearing that. Like, is there a question of how do I merge, like, my private life with my public life? Maybe here with the Strength card of right, Nine of Cups. Or maybe you're dealing maybe with someone who's just in the limelight and, like, this is a big thing for them. And someone may say, well, I think you're sacrificing this. Okay, but some are sort of maybe looking at one person is looking at the situation like, no, I have to say it clearly to myself first before I get involved with others in that space. So maybe someone is thinking they want to understand more where they're coming from, what their needs are. I'm hearing that as well with the Son of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. It could be something financially, metaphorically, but also professionally. It's like this existential crisis question, like, who am I? You know, like, I don't want to maybe partner with someone yet. I'm hearing that as well with the Son of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Person is, I'm hearing, like, there's a judgmental energy, like somebody feels like they need to be perfect with something. Ten of Wands in reverse, it's like kind of an illusion though. Strength, it's like this sort of circling in front of the mirror energy. It's like not really realistic. It's like that could be what someone else is telling them, like, you're not going to get this perfect. I'm hearing that. Okay, so either you're going to just kind of, and maybe it's a matter of the emotional honesty point where we say, well, I'm vulnerable with you. The Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups. Somebody's also going to meet someone's family and they're like not ready for that. Daughter Pentacles in reverse. And yeah, so maybe someone feels like they're not showing up. Yeah, somebody's not being brave, at least enough to this other person's expectation level, right? Why are you not coming to my family's house? Like, I think that's kind of rude. I'm hearing that as well. Like, why are you running away? You know, why are you acting like you're just the ribbon on the gift, but like you're not associated with the gift? I think that's really rude. I'm hearing that. This is someone who's not understanding why somebody is also detaching themselves from their messages. Like, I don't know what that's alluding to. Let's clear it. Well, someone has expectations. Like, why don't you show up in this way? Or why is it not? Yeah, let's clear it. Someone else doesn't have time for any of that. None of that. No time for that at all whatsoever. It's like, I don't have time to cater to who you think you need to be. Also for me, if you don't have time to take time to talk about that even and to make it understandable in some way, like, then you're not working on anything anymore. I'm sorry, I'm hearing that. Son of Pentacles in reverse, like, Daughter Pentacles in reverse, actually. So somebody maybe was just I'm seeing, how do I say this, like, two very different energy spaces. Somebody here is a perfectionist. They are kind of going in circles with something here, and I'm seeing that there is an energy space, and it could be your own, both being your own energy, but it's like something else is just like, this is frustrating, okay? And it can be in terms of the Mars energy. Let's get a Mars sign card. Nine of Swords, right? Someone's got a Mars in Virgo, possibly Mars in Aries. I'm hearing in the 5th house. Mars in Virgo. I keep hearing that. On the other end, we've got the Daughter Cups in reverse. Yeah, someone's not getting it. Like, why is he so storyteller like, but without any like bona fide characters in the story? I don't understand. Like, no judgment, whatever is going on here, okay? And whoever is experiencing and whatever they need to do to make their lifestyle make sense for them, that's their thing. But this person is not going to make it make sense for them. Maybe for a number, it's just a difference in lifestyle and habits and diet even. And something is just like frustrating to somebody. I just took the cap off of this candle and there's a big plume of smoke here. So for a number of you, somebody maybe even just finds someone's behavior kind of elusive, kind of like, it's like beyond the point of like alluring. It's like, you're just a mystery to me, but like, I don't want to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not in a way that is like enticing. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Swords, right? Like, at a certain point, it's just like kind of weird and kind of creepy, if I'm quite honest as well. Like, let's clear it. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Temperance card of bright, Son of Wands of bright, Hypers. Like, I don't really want to talk about like why your thumb is sore all the time. It's just not going to make my sandwich make sense in relation to my mayonnaise. I'm hearing curtains as well that I draw closed around our discussion around that. I don't know. Someone feels someone's maybe not being sensitive as well to their needs. There's just a lot going on here. Cancer. I'm hearing two nights. Someone's like registering something, like something is not really appropriate. I'm hearing as well as they feel it. Someone feels something is not accommodating their needs. I'm seeing that with the Daughter of Cups in reverse, possibly. Ace of Wands upright. And they are at a point where they will need to take the underwear like off completely and be like, I just need a new pair at this point. Like, I'm hearing that. What is that about? So this is somebody who maybe felt like they got vulnerable with someone and this other person was not as vulnerable with them. So there was a really, you know, awkward and unfair playing field that someone was gradually getting really involved in as they felt it, and they needed to put an end to that before it got completely spun out of control. I'm smelling flowers here, as a story that didn't really make sense for them. They didn't want to maybe feed a story or a mantra space or a mantra that was not their own even. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody felt like this was getting kind of too complicated and like weird and like manipulative even. I'm hearing that with the Daughter of Cups in reverse. Like, she's just not interested in that. I'm hearing that hat on his head as well. I'm hearing no. No, thank you, but you do what you need to do. I'm hearing that, like, no judgment, but I'm hearing Astor place. Astor. Somebody's like, maybe they want to meet with someone. Yes. For a number of you like, somebody wanted to maybe meet up with someone. It could be on an energetic level, like someone's like dialing someone up on an astral plane. Okay. And you feel it. You feel them like kind of talking to you on an astral plane, and you need to kind of like say, hey, my curtains are closed, and there's a reason for that. So either you're going to call back at the appropriate hour or you're not going to be calling back. I'm hearing that as well. So maybe someone is just there. They need to have boundaries, maybe when it comes to their work life, when it comes to their professional space in relation to their private space. Temperance, looking in the future. Let's clear in the heart chakra. Maybe someone feels really hurt about this. They're like, well, it seems like you don't want to feature me. Like, I'm hearing that you don't want to work with me. You don't want to present me. You don't want, you know, there's something really awkward here. I'm not going to lie, with the Magician upright and the Seven of Swords upright. Somebody's like feeling very awkward, like Ten of Swords in reverse. They're kind of feeling a little bit hurt as well with their Swords upright. Like, I'm seeing somebody kind of like is about to cry. Like, you don't want to like call me back. Okay, bye. I'm hearing that. Like, okay, like goodbye. Like, okay, like, I don't know. This could be a past energy. I'm here, past life energy as well. Someone just maybe feels like, look, you know, you really hurt my feelings. Let's clear it. You don't want, yeah, it's like you hurt my feelings. So, you know, if you want to come back and just be friendly again, like, it takes time to like get to know each other like that, you know? Maybe somebody just is at a point where they feel they need space. Okay? Someone's feelings were hurt. Okay? And they need space now. They want to be able to have the time and space to heal. Okay? Yeah. And this is something that maybe has a misunderstanding energy to it a little bit with the Devil and the Fool, like, because I am saying that somebody is actually very interested, possibly in love. It's like, but there's just too much milk in the Milky Way right now. We can't see clearly what's going on. Like, is that ether? Is that him? Is it either one? It's like someone, there's even some kind of, it's like a Mercury retrograde energy event. It's like something just like some big misunderstanding energy here. I'm hearing that with the Devil and the possibly. It's a shadow reading. And it can be meant in a number of ways. You always have to take it as you will. And yeah, please don't email me about your interpretations of the readings where it's about you and me, because it's just not. And I'm like real tired of like explaining that. And I'm not checking emails anymore, so just don't send any emails, okay? Don't send your personal information. Don't send anything in the emails. And that's been said a number of times, and I'm not handling emails anymore. So yeah, just please, just make it simple, because it's like, yeah, the space is just being taken up in the email inbox, and it's just, yeah. So just please stop emailing like in a nice way, like we're just trying to say. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe someone trying to understand how to handle the situation, like maybe they don't know how to balance their work life with their private life. It's like somebody's getting out of control, and like that was my private email, like that I was using for the channel, which was my mistake. I shouldn't have done that, okay? But I knew that when I did it, so yada yada. all right, so you know, we learn our lessons, and that's that. But reason for everything, right? But you give people space and they take advantage of whatever they do. Well, yeah, and then it brings you to question boundaries. Well, maybe I needed better boundaries there, right? So, but yeah, like for a number of you know, like you need to have a very maybe earnest conversation with someone. You know, it's like, I'm not attracted to this behavior. And it is, and maybe you don't mean it to be controlling, but it comes off as controlling, and it comes off like you are trying to manipulate the situation to the best of your ability. And when it comes to your you know, pleasure, I mean your own pleasure, like, and I'm not interested in that. I'm hearing that 2 wands upright. Like, this could be a physical thing. You know, maybe someone just is not feeling appreciated. They're not feeling hot. I'm hearing that with the Devil and the Fool. Like, they're in a space of feeling like they need to resurrect, like, consistently, and that's like annoying and draining and frustrating. It's not where they want to be. Let's clear it. But then at the same time, you know, I'm seeing that there's this fusion of this emotion of love. I'm hearing the candle burns, though, still bright for you. It's like, so maybe someone's just frustrated about how, and when it comes to their approach to this connection, okay, they feel frustrated. Let's clear it. Follow the Pentacles reverse. Now, for a number of you, there's something you got to get really honest with here. You got to get really, really honest with here, okay? And it is going to be very, maybe controversial with the Temperance card upright, Father of Swords, and the Mother of Cups. Okay, it is very intense, whatever this is. So it's like you naturally have to look at the situation. Like, you have to go into this space knowing that, okay? And being ready to have some kind of really honest conversation here. Like, so maybe for a number of you, this is something you feel uncomfortable with the Devil and the Fool. It could be something physical. So you have to be honest with that, right? Until you tell someone what your boundaries are, what are they considered? Are they considered boundaries, right? Because it's all relative. There again, sorry about that. So when you align a boundary, we're just talking about boundaries, yeah. And sometimes it's like, hey, I want to just cut off the phone call right here. Goodbye. And I don't need excuses for you, for me. I just want to go now. Goodbye. Okay, so it's like, you know, and like, if you don't, let's go back to it. It's like, I'm hearing Virgo. If you don't give someone the recognition of that space of the boundary, then there's not really a boundary. So it's like, because it's relative, right? The boundary is relative from one space to the next when you define what it is for you. And it's, you know, your boundary. It's not everyone's boundary, right? It's not something that's just assumed, like everyone understands it. That's clear. Yeah. So in other words, like, you are carving out the space for your boundaries with the Devil and the Fool, with what you feel comfortable with what you don't. For no reason, somebody online, they're wanting your information, or they're wanting information from you, pictures from you, even. I'm hearing that. You don't need to send anybody anything, right? Okay. So yeah, like, make your own decisions, right? Like, and make them your decisions. Like, so I don't know, like, there's just something getting controversial here with the Devil and the Fool. Like, there's pressure, like somebody wants somebody to call them back, like, consistently. It's like, if you don't feel comfortable with something, you have every fucking right to say, hey, I need time to just kind of, like, you know, figure myself out. So, you know, maybe someone's putting a little bit too much pressure on someone, and this could be themselves. Okay, they're like, listen, I don't need to put so much pressure on myself. Like, let's clear it. This is even something competitive, like, in the environment. For me, this is something in your diet. Somebody's kind of like addicted to some kind of stimulant, and it's just, they know what it is, and they don't want to be in that space where they're depending on whatever this is, okay? So they're very much aware of it, is what I'm seeing. And you have 3 aces that lead you up with the 2 of wands up top. In the center of the spread, you got to make sense of something, but in the way that you feel makes sense to you. And there is a presentable side of this. I'm saying, in other words, you need to present something maybe as you feel it in this space. Like, I need to come out with what my verdict is. I'm hearing that as well in a certain way. Like, yeah. But for a large number of you, this is you. Let's clear it. Yeah, you gotta maybe even tell someone very clearly, like, I don't eat those types of foods. I'm just hearing that. Like, I just don't. And if you want to judge me for that, you will be a judge. Okay, congratulations. Like, you are a judge. Okay. And you judged. Okay, so I got it. Like, you know, from your vantage point, like, I don't know. So, but from this other person's maybe they feel like they have to just kind of see it as that and not get so consumed in it. Somebody maybe feels that they're trying not to get triggered by something. Well, they're trying to keep focused on their vision. So they don't want to feel emotionally wrapped up in whatever this is with the 2 wands upright. They want to just be focused and just be able to just focus. So they're maybe clearing their aura with the 2 wands upright, and they're getting very snappy with that. Very, very, very serious with that. They will be maybe blocking people, cutting people off. I just hate to say it, but, yeah. They're doing what they need to do for themselves, okay? And if that's right for that person, you let them do that. You don't come back running back in all these different ways, okay? If they cut off the main road to their house, Why are you going to go find an alley to get to them? You know, this is just inappropriate, like at a certain point, and it is, yeah. And so let's clear it. Some of you realize that, you know, certain behaviors as well that others call love are actually, you know, love maybe to them, but comparatively it's kind of lust to you, and maybe that's not what you're looking for. So you don't have to also accept what everyone gives you. You got to have, yeah, standards and boundaries in that space, right? If you feel that you need to in that moment, I'm hearing that as well. So it's like, sometimes you want to just kick back and be like, I want them to just treat me, but sometimes you have to kind of be very clear as you feel it. And this is you, this is a channel message. It's up to you, you know, what you got to think, what do I, you know, is this something that I want to talk about even? I'm hearing that. Like, I don't have to talk about anything. I'm hearing that with the devil upright. So don't let anyone guilt trip you, make you feel like, you know, I'm hearing your man is not good enough as well. I'm not sure what that's alluding to, you know, just, and it could be you with yourself. You're like, I'm making myself feel bad, like, for having made this decision, but that's just what it is. Like, you know, Father of Pentacles looking down to the Mother of Pentacles, and, you know, it's not like the decisions you make, like, no one should be judging you for decisions, right? Like, in a way where they say, oh, like, you think that's right for you to do, so then I'm gonna make you feel bad about that, so you can just, like, fuck off. Yeah, if that's what you're saying, about what's right for someone else, let's clear it down the left side of the body. Sometimes you have to just get very, very clear like that. You got to make it so clear to those people who think that they own your life or they want to own your decisions. You got to just real clearly be like, so you can just fuck off. Like, if you think that you are in a space to tell me what I need to love in my life, you could just fuck off. I mean, it's an equation, right? So if you're going to come forward, basically you're kind of just saying that to me, and you're demasking the vibration that is, you know, brought forward. Somebody who's trying to control someone is inadvertently saying, I want to kind of like, just kind of tell you to like, fuck off when it comes to your own life, you with you. So I'm seeing you turn around Cancer. You're like, I'm not going to I know what you're doing, first of all, and you're not going to do that. And second of all, fuck you. I'm very like, I'm going to return the same energy to you. Like, return to sender. I'm not going to even open your damn fucking package. Like, let's clear it. There's even a company that's just soliciting. They're just getting extremely assertive, overly assertive and aggressive. And it's like, you're being like really, it's like no, God forbid, but it's just like a really uncalled for behavior, uncalled for energy. You know, really think about it. It's like, think about the vibration. If you want to extend, what do you want to extend in the space? Peace. So what is peace to you? Okay. What is a vibration that you're communicating in every action that you take on? And, you know, some, I don't understand, like, some people do want to have peace, but then they create conflict indirectly. You know, it's like, for example, somebody made a decision that's right for them. Why are you coming back trying to, like, debate it, like, with them? Did they ask you to debate anything? Did they ask for any kind of understanding of that space? No, they asked for peace, right? And silence. So it's like, maybe for a number of you, this is somebody with themselves feeling like, I shouldn't feel bad for this. This is what's right for me. So I'm going to do what's right for me, and others can do what's right for them. And if they choose to respond to what I do in terms of what's right for me, okay, as being what's right for them, if they think that what's right for them is defying, okay, the decision that I make for myself, in other words, they're passively, they're basically living through me. People who try to control their people, they want to live through them, which is a passive, actually, action taken on in relation to their own life. So I think that people who are so-called controlling are actually powerless in the way that they take control of their own life. Because if you're so busy in control of your own life, why are you trying to take control of another person's life? It doesn't make sense, I think. That's, yeah. Maybe someone's even telling someone something like that. Let's clear it. Yeah, let's clear it. Somebody's telling someone like that. So, and if you feel like somebody's controlling you or controlling your life, okay, you think that, you know, they have the ability to do so in any capacity. You're basically living passively through the discussion of, you know, your history through the eyes of their leader. Interesting. So I don't know what that's linked to. Let's clear it. It could be a religious thing as well. Someone's like, yeah, no, I cannot fear this. Okay. Son of Wands twirls out. So let's clear it around. Love and light to everybody here. It's a general reading, right? You got to just remember that. So if you're getting like extremely triggered right now, then maybe you should just meditate, listen to binaural beats, and then maybe come back, maybe come back to this reading and, you know, maybe watch it again, and maybe there will be another message. And I don't mean that in like a rude way. I just mean it in like a honest way, like honestly, like think about what triggers you, it will be helpful, right? Okay, always in every situation. That's hard in the moment. It's like, oh God, that's so annoying. Yeah, but it's like, there's always a reason, right? So every interaction is meant to inspire you, encourage you to find your light. And that's also why I do these readings. And I'm not going to just sugarcoat, like, you know, the story. I'm not, and I don't mean to be disruptive to any energy space here, but there is a frequency, right, of truth that I have to communicate everything with. And, you know, be it that I have a moon in Sag, be it that I have Pluto on the rising, be it that I'm Scorpio rising as well, be it. If you have trouble, though, receiving the message, then it may be time, again, to, it may be time to reflect on, and hey, I could trigger myself. You know, we could trigger ourselves. Like, this could be you. Like, yeah, absolutely. But if you do feel triggered by anything that may be even happening at this time, and remember, this is a channeled message, so this is not me talking, but, you know, then it may be helpful to meditate, because that's where we silence the ego, the mind, the mentality of and around our story that is just very simple, that of love for ourselves as well, ultimately, right? How can we have a relationship of love with another if we do not have love in that space with our own story? I'm hearing our history, our understanding of it. Interesting, let's clear, yeah. 10 of Pentacles. So this is a very intense time, Cancer, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of karmic interactions, a lot of karmic energy coming up. You got to do, you know, telenovela shows as you feel it, like every other day. Like almost everything that you talk about feels very, very karmic. I'm hearing that in some way. Doesn't necessarily mean like it's a negative thing. What is negative? Nothing is inherently negative, positive, or even neutral. It's what you make it. The Hangman in reverse is what I believe. 10 of Wands upright. It's like you have to know, though, what you're talking about for you. What makes sense to you? What is your personal truth? What is your story? And I'm seeing that with the 10 of Pentacles, that will become ever more important for you to define, to outline, and to call out in a public way, possibly. Star, mirror in the 10 of Pentacles. Some of you are going to be famous. I'm hearing that as well. Some of you very close to a point of acknowledging your life path purpose, your calling, your soul path journey, which is very exciting. I'm seeing you're harnessing this North Node energy with the Father of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. This is from a long history of a lot of work, okay? And some of you are really understanding the past life energy that went into this point of understanding greater where you take this lifetime when it comes to your public image. I'm hearing that, especially with the Strength card. Some of you are identifying what you feel is important when it comes to how you carry your life out in a public way. Interesting, and possibly in some way. And it may not be directly, well, it can be, you know, well, some of you, you're doing something or distributing something that will be really, like, public. I'm hearing that, and that's always relative. What does it really mean? You know? Lovers are bright, Empress, and the Ace of Swords. You could be famous on the sandbox, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always comes down to it. Now, the Star, and what is it? Again, yeah, you know, it's kind of like a Russian doll. Like, it goes down to it, you know, all the way. So it's always, it's like, interpretive dance of interpretation. Yeah, let's clear it. Star and the Ace of Swords and the Mother of Pentacles in reverse. So now this is though something so controversial. This for a number of you, it is. The Two of Pentacles leads into that Ace of Swords. Some of you are at a point here on your spiritual paths and journeys that don't make sense in relation to the last storyline, but that's not because it doesn't make sense. It's because it is the history that does infiltrate the introduction into the next lifetime. Wow, I'm not sure what that's going for a number of you, but it can be a metaphor. Like, yeah, and you got the Tower at the base of the Empress. This is all about birth and rebirth and Tower, reconstructing our ideals around that space of where we invent our next lifetime. I'm hearing that with the 10 of Pentacles. This is, again, a very karmic period. What you are setting forth during this time is really setting the stage for the next story line to begin. And it can be, you know, feeling like you are reborn. You are a new sort of, you know, story all your own. I'm hearing that as well. It's something that you are casting, you know, for others to also observe. Maybe you're saying, hey, this is how I want people to observe me, and my past doesn't define the way that I tell my history as well. Interesting, the Hierophant. It is very, very emotional for a number of you. Ace of Cups in reverse right there. This is something maybe you're even introducing to the world. It's something that is a new type of experience. Yeah. And so some of you, you know, there was maybe a physical side to this even. Some of you are communicating something that may defy certain boundaries that others have also set up. I'm not sure what that's alluding to. With the Justice card, it can be something where you say, hey, if this is a job, for a number of you, this is something that, it's like, well, I know people don't normally say this or do this or go about this in this way, but this is the way I want to say it. And I'm hearing it could be something related to religion with the Justice card as well. Some of you want to innovate something, which is very exciting. But there's a little bit of shyness around that with the Hermit as well. 4 Wands in reverse, 3 Swords in reverse. Yeah. Let's clear it. Some of you haven't dated for a while. I'm seeing that maybe, and that could be a metaphor, and you're getting ready to start that again. And it is a little bit, I'm hearing awkward, but like honest. It's like, well, I'm just going to be like honestly awkward, you know? It's like, I'm not going to like pretend to not be awkward. Like, I'm just going to be like, whatever I'm feeling, I'm just going to like, just be it and not say it, you know? So maybe that's the point you sort of reach when it comes to this energy and how you work with it. Cancer, let's just get a few, well, we're going to jump into your extended. Some of you, feeling, yeah, ready, well, you're trying to make sense of something is what I'm hearing. Cancer, we're going to jump into your extended. See you there.